and it has sub-menus under menus under menus. But it also has a ton of content and activities. And that's where you can really go wrong, so instead of wasting your time showing menus, you can read through or explaining little details that you probably found a signpost for in this video. I'll give you a step-by-step guide to your first few hours to make sure you avoid critical, irreversible mistakes. And make sure you don't miss the early unlocks that will make your whole experience convenient and regret-free. There's also a giveaway later in the video thanks to a Verstone Studio, so let's get started. Before anything, make sure you redeem this code for some early goodies. You do that in Settings. And then click on Exchange Code and paste it here. There are multiple other codes which you can find online, but I'm not sure about their expiry. And that is not the giveaway, that's the later. All right, this is literally the first thing you'll run into after the intro and the archery challenge. You'll come to this bear and learn Tai Kai from it, but that's not all. Keep an eye on the honey he's going for. Right next to the bear is this dude. Help him out of the rubble and talk to him. This guy will be your passive ability unlock trainer. The currency he needs is the oddities. Those are the little small activities you find as you go along exploring, like those purple flowers that will make you sick. You then find purple butterflies near them, shoot them, and then you can loot the flower. Multiple combinations of those things are the currency you use to unlock those passives with this guy. But the first one is the one the bear was trying to get. That honey. You go to that tree and grab it, deliver it to the trainer, and now you have a choice of weapon. And that's a one-time choice. If you do it wrong, there is no way back. The game even warns you. This is very similar to the way you decide your starting class in Dune Awakening. You already have the longsword and the spear, so you now have the choice of 4 other weapons. 2 of those you will get after 15 or 20 hours, and the other 2 you will get in this video, super early. So the wise choice here is to pick one of the 2 you'd otherwise get later. Those are the Thundercree Blade and the Umbrella. In my opinion, the Blade is more of a tanking weapon, which is more suitable for later group content, while the Umbrella is a fun op weapon that lets you wipe out camps of enemies remotely even by simply holding light attack. So that's the one I'd recommend picking here. Also worth noting, every single thing I'll show you in this video I acquired very easily without spending a single resource in upgrading weapons or skills. So you don't need to commit any of your resources yet till you are familiar with the game and have a clear preference on what path you want to take for your weapons and skill upgrades. This one is probably the most important core mystic art you need to have, and that's why it's available so early. Without it, some puzzles cannot be solved, which will lock you out of dungeons or boss encounters. We're here on the map, and amongst those statues, you will find this guy, and you'll get the skill when you approach him to try it. Then you use it on him to immobilize him, and that's how you learn it. And now you can equip Meridian Touch. A few steps south of where you got the umbrella, you'll find this squared structure, echoes of old battles. You go to this place, solve the puzzle by lighting up some fires, which is pretty easy given that you will find tips left by other players telling you which one to keep on or off. Once you do that, you smash the ground to unlock the underground secret dungeon. Navigate through the place to the final puzzle, which you can also find signposts for, but you can see it here on both sides. That's how it should look like. You then open the door, and in the chest at the end you will find Touch of Death. This is not a skill to put on your bar or anything. You won't find it anywhere. It's just going to be active if you sneak up on enemies, and you can simply one-shot them. This is essential for sneaking into other secret dungeons to unlock many other martial arts skills, as you will see later. Celestial Seas is also available pretty early. You will get here with the Blissful Retreat story quest, and the place is called Heaven's Pier. And once you walk in town at this location, you'll run into this group of drunks, talk to this dude, and he will teach you the skill and ask you to snatch an item. In combat, this ability can disarm enemies, and otherwise it will allow you to steal from NPCs or loot chests from a safe distance, which will also come in handy later in some of the dungeons we have to sneak into. Like this. Flying is pretty cool and fun to use. I do think in the long run, it's a slower form of travel compared to fast travel, but it also deprives you from exploration potential. So people might get bored of the repeated animation eventually. And to properly unlock it, you do need to grind a bit and have enough exploration points. So the whole thing is not really fit for this video. But the first part of it is actually an early unlock. Very early. The main story quest will lead you here on the map to this lake. Talk to this fisherman, and he will give you a jumping puzzle. Don't make the mistake I made and start jumping. That's a waste of time. You have to talk to him again to actually start the jumping puzzle, which is pretty easy because that yellow text is like a magnet that will drop you on those little barrels whenever you're close. You get to the little boat at the end, read the note, and you have the first part of flying. At this point or close enough, if you've been exploring everything as you go by, engaging with activities and discovering places or doing side quests, you will hit the first level cap, which is 15. This is critical for the rest of the things we need to unlock. When you get the prompt, go with it and get to this screen, which you can also get to by clicking on your level in the main menu and click on Breakthrough. This will drop you into an instance with a couple of waves of trash enemies and then a trash boss, hardly a challenge. And once it's done, you can level up further, and more importantly, you will get these rewards. What we're looking for here is this one. The Dragon Key. Those keys will unlock secret dungeons where we can unlock more martial art skills for the rest of the weapons in the game. You normally get them from the first time you clear strongholds, but we do have 2 early ones that are uniquely acquired, which will allow us to unlock 2 weapons this early. The first one is this one, and I'll show you the second one in a minute. If you go to your weapons menu and click on any weapon you don't have, you can see exactly where to go and learn that weapon skill. And since we have 1 dragon key, let's go get the dual blades. Again, pretty close to where we started, it's further down south here. Once we get to this location, we'll find this pedestal and we use the dragon key to unlock this secret dungeon. We go down and we'll automatically turn invisible, and since we have Touch of Death, we can one-shot these guys one by one. If you hold R3 on PlayStation, you can actually see all their sight ranges. You don't have to assassinate them, but part of the objective is to also grab the chests lying around. And since we have the Celestial Sea skill, we can loot those from a safe distance. This is probably the hardest part of this dungeon, but what you can do here is jump on that guy, hide in this cubby, ignore the funny signpost. But then once it's safe, you can go up the ladder and you're done with this area. You move further into the dungeon, and all the way at the end you can see the Blade Master. You observe him. Click on the prompts as they pop up, and now you have learned the dual blade skill. Also, in one of the previous chests, you actually looted epic dual blades. So you can now equip those, and you're good to go with this high DPS weapon. This one is 2 for 1. Once you hit level 8, you will be able to do this quest, which will teach you invisibility. Not only that, but as you can see, this is the second unique location for an early dragon key, as it's part of the rewards of that quest. This is kind of a higher location on the map, but you can run up walls and triple jump just fine, once you make it up top. You come here and talk to that guy, and he will tell you to observe this dude. Like the dual blades, you watch him from a distance, click on the prompts, and you eventually learn the skill which will allow you to turn invisible in the open world at will, which comes super handy if you want to sneak into somewhere or assassinate some lone enemy. You have to talk to the dude again, and after the brief conversation with both guys, then the quest will be completed, and now we earn the second dragon key, which we will use next. If you go again to your weapon menu, scroll down to Panacea Fan, you can see where to get it, which is literally all the way back at the start of the game. Use the dragon key and go down the dungeon. We'll get the weapon skill here, but there's also a secret inner way in a side room. Once you clear the guys here in the first room, you climb that ladder to the left. And then drop down here for this big golden chest. In there, you will find Royal Remedy. This is perfectly situated here, as this buffs the healing you will get from the fan, which we will get in a second. So if you're going to be using the fan for self-heal, this will buff it pretty nicely with a 10% more healing efficiency. Which is pretty op since it's a percentage, so it will just scale up with you as you level. This dungeon is much smaller and easier than the other one, and once you get to the end, you will find this scary composition of guards. But luckily, you don't have to deal with them because you can learn the skill from up here. Observe the lady as she does all those fancy moves, click away till you learn the skill, and now you can equip any of the fans you found during your travels. Even though we just got an op healing weapon, which can make your life so easy in combat, if you don't want to use it, you're stuck mainly with your little one-time use flask here. But you can upgrade both the number of uses and efficiency also pretty early on. If you look further to the west at the Blissful Retreat landmark, a bit southwest of that is the Evercare Clinic. You come back here and talk to this nice lady, but obviously before you do, you go inside her house and loot her chest. Not rude at all. And once you talk to her, she simply needs medicinal tales. You get those from a variety of activities, main story quests, first clear of strongholds, world bosses, and other activities too. You can see this was the first time I met her and I had 9. For 1, she will give you a second use of the flask. For 3, she will make your flask heal for an extra flat amount. And for 7, she will buff it up to heal for 10% more. And the next step is at 13 tails, and you get a 3rd charge. Now do you know of any essential unlocks that I might have missed? Please let us know in the comments and help everyone out. And for the giveaway, I'll keep it simple, just like hype and subscribe if you found this video helpful and leave a comment, and I'll pick a random comment and I'll DM you your key. Thank you for your time, and I'll see you in the next video.